Welcome back to Adelante Chicago. It's celebrating 16 years and has made quite an impact in that time addressing homelessness in Chicago. For the last 6 years, they were on a mission to raise $20 million to build a new facility. And joining us now to tell us about all this is Sol Flores. There she is. She is La Casa Norte's executive director. Always so nice to see you and have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy New Year. I'm so excited to be here with you.
You too. You have a big year here coming up with this project that you've been working on for years and years, and it's just now gotten to the point where it's pretty much done, right?
Yes. So we had this vision 6.5 years ago, and we worked with community and various different stakeholders and said, what do we want more of? And we said we wanted community center and housing. And we busted our butts for the last 6 years to bring this project to fruition, and we'll have a ribbon cutting in just a couple more weeks.
Wow. Okay, so I want to do the quick before and after.
Yes.
We've got some video of what it looked like out there before you guys started the construction. So let's take that and look at it. There it is. So that's what it looked like out there before you guys. And there's the big reveal.
Yes.
That is beautiful, Sol.
It's amazing. And you know, Lourdes, we went through multiple stages of design because we really wanted to create a space and community that felt welcoming and open and transparent. You know, a lot of us know what those buildings look like, where folks who are vulnerable or in crisis go to. And we wanted this to be a space that represented light, openness, dignity, respect. And so that's why you see all that beautiful glass. And yeah, that did cost more money, but guess what? Young people and families deserve that. And so we're really excited to create this opening environment where people will come in crisis and hopefully leave with hope and resources and just a little bit better.
Well, and I think it's one of those things that when you put something like that in a neighborhood, it inspires other people to do similar things and sort of, it revitalizes that entire neighborhood, right?
Yes. And I mean, our roots are in the West Humboldt Park community. We started here 16.5 years ago and have grown various different projects in different neighborhoods, but knew we wanted to do a big thing on North Avenue and the West Side.
What kinds of things? So is it address homelessness, and it's also a community center for the people living in that neighborhood? Is that how it's going to work?
Yeah, so we really see it in two ways. Our primary mission is to work with young people and families confronting homelessness. And so the housing that we'll have in place, as well as the services in the building, are directed to those types of folks, right, who are in crisis. And
on top of that,
it's a fantastic facility that's going to engage community in different ways. So we want to have dinners that are open to everyone in the community. We want to have spaces where folks can come in and celebrate and have conversations and discussions and meet their neighbors. We're going to be in partnership with Howard Brown Community Healthcare Center, and they're opening up a healthcare center in the facility.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. We're actually going to have doctors and nurses on staff. We're going to have a food pantry operation, a hot meal kitchen cafe. So we really see this as both activating for folks who are in crisis and the greater community.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about homelessness here in Chicago, the state of homelessness, not just in Humboldt Park, but throughout the city, because I feel like every now and then it gets ignored, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like it's improving, the conversation is improving, and it's getting people to act, or we're still a long way from that?
Well, I think we're still a long way. While there continue to be people and young people and families that live on the street, or folks confronting mental illness or substance use issues, until we really put all those folks as our primary target and purpose to say we are partners, there's still work to do. Have we done better? Yes. You know, we did experience a state budget crisis, you know, 2 years ago that was decimating for a lot of organizations. A lot of us are scared right now with the federal government shutdown and what that means for all the work and infrastructure that helps to pay for, and all those staff members that are there doing a good job. I think that over the last few years have been some great policies put in place starting at the city level, and we hope to help continue those with the next administration, and then certainly at the state level. Today, Lourdes, the community of providers is so close-knit. We work so closely together. We don't see each other as competitors. We really see each other as colleagues. And I think a lot of us are trying really hard to put the voices of young people and families and veterans up front, asking them, what do you need to be successful? How does exiting homelessness look for you? And we're listening to those issues and wants and needs and their strengths, and then trying to find resources and programs to put in place to match that.
That's the thing, because a lot of times people don't know where to go for help, or they don't know the resources that are available to them. them. I want you to talk a little bit about the Latino community
Yeah.
specifically and how we're dealing with homelessness, whether it's in Humboldt Park or in Logan Square or in Pilsen.
Yeah, or
What are you
Cicero.
seeing, or Cicero,
Yes.
wherever that may be? What are you seeing when it comes to the Latino community?
Yeah. Well, I think historically there's this misconception that homelessness doesn't exist in the Latino community because we have such strong kinship networks. And well, you know what? We all just live together, or multi-generational households, or my family came over and they're staying in the basement apartment, right? And that's true too, but it's not accurate, doesn't accurately represent the landscape of what's happening. We live in the United States of America, Lourdes, right? And we have a standard of living, and it means that children should sleep in beds, not on floors. Families should not be in cars or unheated garages. And so one of the things that we've really tried to do at La Casa Norte over the last 16 years is break up that misconception. And that means providing services and doing outreach in a bilingual and multicultural, culturally humility and culturally competent manner. To say, not all Latinos are the same. We know that, right? Even us, two Caribeñas, very different. But at the same time, we know that there are challenges in this community. So let's dispel these issues of isolation, fear of immigration status, fear of domestic violence, fear of language isolation, and bring these resources to community. We don't actually count people in this country by ethnicity. So it's hard, who are experiencing homelessness, it's hard to get sometimes exact numbers.
Gauge as to where we are.
Exactly. And we know we're living in a melting pot. When I started 16 and a half years ago, it was very clear. You could have, I identify as African American, I identify as Latino. Today we have lots of young people and families who are multicultural. And so I'm a little bit of everything. Oh, and by the way, I'm also this and that, and tomorrow I'm this and that. So it's hard to gauge it by that, but we know there's still more work to do in that community, and to allow folks to know, you know, if you're a recent immigrant or if you're a first, second, third generation, there is a system of safety net resources in this city and in this country. And we need you to know about them, to tell your neighbors, family members, so that you can get the help that you need and deserve.
Okay. What comes next for Sol Flores and La Casa Norte?
Yeah, well,
now you've finished with this project.
Yes.
So what's the next project?
Yes,
What
it
else
was
would you like to
incredible.
do?
Well, our first focus is to just completely activate that building,
Yeah.
get it up and
Do you
running.
think by the end of February, or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And just, you know, really be a welcoming space. While we're located in West Humboldt Park, we welcome everyone from across the city to come and visit. We're going to be looking for 1,000 new volunteers this year to help us. So we'd love for folks to come down and give us some of that sweat equity. And then we're going to continue to do what we do well, which is being advocates and making sure that we understand that homelessness is not an identity, it's a circumstance. And we can help young people and families have the life of their dreams if we all just do our part.
Okay, Sol Flores, thank you very much. And the website, if you are interested in what they've done out at La Casa Norte, or if you're interested in some of the work that Sol is doing, you can go to their website, lacasanorte.org. Did I get that right? Okay.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you.